There are many souls who are a bit confused about what actually happened on December 21, 2012. And so we are responding to numerous requests for an explanation. December 21, 2012 signaled the end of the Maya long count calendar. There were numerous prophecies surrounding this date, some of which were fulfilled, and others that did not materialize or realize themselves. The purpose of this discussion is to briefly describe what happened, as well as what did not happen, in the hopes that you will have a better understanding of the process of soul evolution and integration and how it applies to the world. A significant number of the conditions and events predicted by this channel and his spirit guides did come to pass, while a few did not. This channel and his guides knew this would be the case, since Earth is a free will planet and human beings choose their experiences and responses to celestial events, to a large extent. Below, we have detailed the things that did happen, as well as those that did not. Things that actually happened. The portal opened and energy streamed forth into the planet from the higher realms. Higher frequencies flooded the planet and accelerated evolution in those who are able to receive the energies. The Earth's composite vibration reached and exceeded 4.00 on this channel's density scale index. There were fluctuations in the electromagnetic field of the Earth, and some minor disruptions of telecommunications and navigational equipment did occur in some areas. Both positive and negative emotions and thoughts were magnified to some extent. Various groups of souls came together in vortex and power places around the Earth to celebrate the beginning of the new era. Third density souls, completely caught up in the lower vibrations of ego, were not open to the higher frequencies and felt as though nothing had happened. This was predicted. The galactic shift, a larger pattern of accelerated evolution, continued unabated, as predicted by this channel and his spirit guides. The Earth's axis moved into position with the central sun of the galaxy, as predicted by many psychics. The sun rose as expected, at the usual time, on December 22, 2012, as predicted by most psychics and clairvoyants. What did not happen as predicted by many psychics and clairvoyants? Although the portal opened, the Earth and humanity did not actually pass through it. The portal is still open, even though it was predicted to close after a 3-day period, December the 20th to the 22nd. There were no 3 days of darkness as predicted by some psychics. People did not instantaneously and magically enter a higher dimension where all their human issues suddenly vaporized or dissolved. Although a sudden shift did occur at the quantum level, the outer layers of the self are continuing to go through a gradual process of healing and cleansing. The purification process is continuing. The poles did not reverse their polarity. There was a partial pole reversal, but it was much smaller than anticipated by many psychics. The dark forces did not disappear from the Earth, although life is continuing to become more and more challenging for them. In general, if you are one of the lightworkers on Earth, and have been on a spiritual path for some time, you may or may not have been aware of the above changes, and lack thereof. If it felt as though nothing happened, we encourage you not to despair. Soul integration and healing is not an instantaneous process on Earth. The shift of the ages is a catalyst for growth, not an endpoint. You will find that the apocalypse is continuing. The word apocalypse means the revealing of that which has been hidden from sight. You will note that more and more negativity is coming to the surface of consciousness to be healed, forgiven and released. This is true on the world stage, as well as on an individual level. The governments, militaries and authorities of the world are on shaky ground. Those institutions that are based on lies and misconceptions are having their improprieties exposed, like the emperor with no clothes. More and more souls are seeing through the smokescreen of propaganda and cultural programming. They are saying, no, to things that do not foster life and cooperation among humans and other species. Although it might appear that things are becoming more negative, this is not true. The truth is that things have been predominantly negative on Earth for thousands of years, and we are just now becoming more aware of this. It is all coming to the surface to be healed, forgiven and released. The Earth changes are continuing. After the precessional alignment, there was a prediction that things would calm down a bit temporarily and then accelerate again as the galactic shift began approaching its midpoint. According to this channel's guides, the founders, the midpoint of the galactic shift is around 2025 AD. This larger shift will not be complete until around 2100 AD. What can we expect over the next several years on Earth? Due to the extreme imbalances created by humanity's refusal to take responsibility for the planet and her resources, there will continue to be an acceleration of severe storms, earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, droughts, pestilence. As stated repeatedly by this channel and his guides, this is not a punishment for humanity's inappropriate behavior, but rather a natural cause and effect relationship based on the law of attraction. Humanity has been predominantly negative in consciousness for a very long time, and now consequences are showing up more rapidly. Due to the rising frequencies, the delay time between a positive or negative act and its consequences is decreasing. In other words, be careful what you ask for. Not only will it come to pass, but it will manifest much more quickly than before. There will be many more shifts in the years ahead. Comets and asteroids will pass close to the Earth, but none of any significant size are predicted to hit the Earth. There was an electromagnetic shift on May 5, 2017, and will be again on January 30, 2030, due to celestial events. Each of these shifts will be an opportunity to accelerate your spiritual growth and embrace the higher truths that have always been, and will always be. It is up to each one of us to be the change we want to see in the world. No beings from on high are going to take responsibility for us. They may help and guide us, and point out some things that we should know about, but it is our choice how to move forward. It's time to roll up our sleeves and get to work, healing ourselves instead of just paying lip service to the path. This means making a solid commitment to grow and evolve in the highest and best way possible. It means a lot of self-examination and loving honesty with ourselves and others. We cannot hide our truth any longer. Our true motives and passions will be revealed, either gracefully or otherwise. We must be gentle and loving with ourselves, yet firm and vigilant against negativity of any kind. As one author put it, we cannot afford the luxury of a negative thought. We must hold ourselves accountable and hold others accountable as well. That means, at times, being confrontational, especially when we witness acts of violence or negativity toward the Earth and her people. We must demand change of our elected leaders and those in positions of authority. Just as we work on ourselves daily to clear our negative emotions and core negative beliefs, we must expect the same of those who have been entrusted with leading us. That includes spiritual teachers, as well as politicians and financial leaders. It's time to wake up and do whatever it takes to bring about the new golden age. We have been given a roadmap by our guides in the higher realms. Now it's our turn to shine. It's time to show the world that we are here, ready to collectively be the saviors of this beautiful planet.